Hello and welcome back to day 5 of Can You Survive Tides of War. We are moments away from starting our our second tribal council of the day, down to the final 6 players. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second. Down to our final 6 players entering tribal council very shortly. For those of you just tuning in today, if you want to quickly get caught up, hop on over to our Instagram where we have quick and easy to follow along recaps to get you all caught up for the day. And be sure to tune in here to our live stream all day long as we wrap up the Can You Survive Tides of War experience. And here are our final 6 players now heading into tribal council.
Come on in, final 6.
We have Ale, Ty, Dylan, Drew, Kevin R, and Cam.
Okay, we'll bring in our jury. We have Katie, Dan, Zoe, Louie, Molly, Meg, voted out at our last tribal council, Alicia. All right, we'll start with the man of the hour, Cam. That's 2 in a row for you, and if we go even back to the endurance challenge, I mean, you were the final 2 in that one. I mean, do you worry? Obviously, I imagine you felt you needed this, but do you worry that you're putting yourself in a corner where you might need the rest of those necklaces to get to the end?
Yeah.
Did you feel that way this morning, regardless of whether or not you won these?
No. It's becoming, I mean, the fact that I've done decent in 3 challenges is definitely something I'm worried about. And my hope is that I've done poorly at other things so that people will take me to the end with them.
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting point here, Ale. This is kind of the time of the game where the conversation might be more about explaining why you would lose rather than, anything else. So are you finding yourself kind of talking to people and maybe dropping hints of, oh, I've messed this up or I've messed that up so that they will view you as less of a threat?
I don't think so. Maybe I should. Maybe that would be a really good idea, right? I don't think so though. Like, I don't think anyone has really done that. Really, I think there's a high level of respect between all of us. I think people are avoiding saying what they're good at and what they would say in pitch, right? But I don't think anyone is saying like, "Oh my god, I'm the worst at everything," right? Like, I know that time I talked about like we're the only 2 people since final 8, I think, that haven't won a single challenge, and we really wanted that one.
I've never won an individual immunity challenge in an LRG, and it was a goal coming in, so I'm a little disappointed that I haven't. But I've loved the game I've played, but it is annoying to not have won. And I thought I had the last one, so yeah.
Me fucking too. But I think for both of us that's an objective. Like, we don't want, like, everyone since Meg has gotten something, and we're both like, oh, like, I also want to be part of that, right? Hasn't happened. Who knows? It might happen at some point. There's still a couple of challenges left. Yeah. In conclusion to your question, no, and I should.
Okay. Ty, I mean, there's the flip side of that. You haven't been voted out, even though you haven't been able to wear that necklace. But you have received votes at a significant portion of these tribals. Another vote at the last tribal. Do you feel like the fact that your name keeps coming up signifies something about where you're standing within this group?
At this point, I don't necessarily think it signifies my standing that I got votes last time, or that I've had votes before. I think that it has standing in the fact that I've heard my name floated around by every single person that I've talked to. So, I know my name's out there. I know that I am probably going to be getting votes this time. So You know, it's just a matter of whether it's the majority or not. And right now, I'm pretty nervous for my game. Yeah, I think it's me.
Do you think your pitch to the rest of the group was more about why someone else is a bigger threat than you, or more about why you're not a threat?
Both, honestly. Yeah, not just the fact that I haven't won an immunity challenge. I know that's not the end all be all of it, but I also have not like driven any votes that have happened. You know, I've kind of like followed along as things have happened and let the game come to me. I mean, you know, Kevin came to me with the idea of doing Zoe in that place, so that like put that plan together. I haven't driven votes for Meg. I haven't driven votes for Molly. I haven't driven the vote for Alicia. I didn't want to do Alicia. It was just pure threat level. And so right now it's just that's my pitch, is that I haven't done it, and I see a person who's won a bunch of individual immunities and has a lot of connections on the jury. I see another one, and I see another one. It's just it's all over, you know. So there's a lot of connections, and I'm just trying to do what I can to save myself. And I really don't think if I get to the end that I'm going to have the resume to pitch myself and be that person that's going to carry the votes, especially when I'm sitting up next to potentially two of these people.
Okay. And that's a well-reasoned argument, Kevin. I mean, I'm going to let you respond to that. It sounds like Ty's argument, I have no blood on my hands. I haven't been able to control things, but the implication is that you have blood on your hands. I mean, how do you deal with that, trying to show these people that, you know, I'm not as big of a threat as maybe some might seem?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all a threat in different ways. People can get branded or labeled with a certain vote just because, like, for example, when I played the extra vote, that one's going to be branded or labeled as me, but so much of that was Ty, Alicia, and Drew all getting together and kind of having this idea on our own. It was originally going to just be a 4-4, and I just sprinkled some little dust on top, and we were going to be able to go 4-4 on that, and that wasn't necessarily my idea per se. So
It was though. I mean, it was.
It was.
We weren't. I wasn't going to go 4-4.
No.
No, I was going to do Alicia.
Okay. Well, that was something that Alicia and I had discussed potentially doing. So perhaps I didn't get around to you on that one. But anyhow, votes can be attributed to a certain person, or it's a mix of things. To single-handedly attribute it to one person, I think, is kind of silly. And it sounds like I'm being painted as a threat in the middle of tribal, which is cool.
I mean, you're painted as a threat in private conversations.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I love all my friends.
Loving feeling of just a couple hours ago is starting to dissipate here. Dylan, you know, you came into the last tribal council feeling like you were one of two names potentially going around.
Yeah.
You know, acknowledging your threat level. It sounds like, do you feel like coming into this tribal, that target on your back has remained the same size, or you feel like you're seeing it start to shift to some other people?
Both. I'm seeing it start to shift in other people, and I'm seeing it talked about more. But the test of trust that I did yesterday, or last tribal, was proven true, and I trust the people that I've been trusting this time.
Okay. Drew, this group of 6 nicely has a perfect mix of 3 vets and 3 rookies. Do you feel like that is playing any, like impact on this vote at all?
That's almost comical. We are so far beyond that at this point. There's so much going on in this group. Every single person talking to every single person. It's like absolute chaos. I feel like pretty much every single name has come up in the last 2 votes, so you cannot really attribute it. Right.
Do you feel a little slighted that when Ty is listing big threats in this game, Ty's not necessarily pointing you out?
No. Everybody has their perception, and I genuinely think everybody has a path to the win. I mean, I don't think anybody here's a goat, and people are going to say what they're going to say to do what they want to do.
Okay, fair enough. Does anyone have anything left to say before we get to the vote? All right, we'll start on this side. We'll start with you, Drew.
All right. And with that, away we go to our usual little shady shrub so that we can all chat. Becky wants to know, why am I nervous when I'm not even sitting there? The feeling is mutual, Becky. I think everyone just gets excited to see what's going to happen. All right, just power walking this way, and doing my camera situation. So those of you just tuning in for day 5, this is our time to come together, spill a little tea, ask any questions you want, and be in the know on what is going on. So, all right, there's only 6, so not that much time to chat, but that's okay. We'll do our best. Okay, so as per usual, lots of squiggle lines, lots of stuff happening, 3 different targets being thrown around out of 6, and really out of 5 eligible, so you know, the game is afoot. Okay, sorry, bug is deciding to take up residency on my arm. Okay, hello. So first of all, let's talk about that tribal. Ty was throwing a lot of stuff at the wall, maybe to possibly see what was going to stick, which is really interesting that he was kind of aiming his sights at Kevin R., who is not immune, and Cam, who can't even be voted right now. And also interesting because I am under the impression that Drew and Ty are, Drew and Ty final 2s with each other. Ty feels that he cannot make it to the F2 without her, so he will absolutely not be writing her name down, refuses to. And Drew is trying to get a vote going with Ty and Kevin R. to vote for Dylan and tie it potentially 3-3. So the fact that Ty is coming for Kevin R. in that way at a tribal is either like the most grandiose cover-up of a plan that maybe has ever been in this game, or it is ill-advised. And maybe, I don't know if maybe that plan has not shaken out, and now Ty is upset, or like what the deal is on that. And the reason that Drew is wanting to target Dylan is that Drew is aware of Dylan's threat level. He's been super social, good at challenges. She was eyeing him last round as an option and knew she kind of wanted to get rid of him to not sit next to him in a final. And so she's rallying, she's trying to rally Kevin R. and Ty to do that. Unfortunately, she is not trying to rally that vote for Cam. Well, oh no. Sorry, Cam is immune. But let's pop over to Cam. So Cam is working with Ale, and Cam is also kind of, with the immunity necklace, looking around, seeing who is a possible threat, and realizes Kevin R. can claim moves and needs to go. He had that extra vote that he, used to impact the game. We heard Ty kind of listing off some of Kevin R.'s resume at that tribal, but Cam is not sure if he has the social capital to get Kevin R. out. Fun fact about Cam. So speaking of, do we know who the stray votes from Ty, Drew, like for Ty, Drew, and Dylan? So fun fact, Cam last second, before last tribal, decided to throw a stray vote at Drew, because if he makes it to the end, he wants to be able to claim that he knew where every single vote was going at every TC. And he knows that other players are going to try and claim that, and he wants to be like, actually, no, you did not. So I think that's interesting. All players, of course, now looking towards the FTC, the final tribal council, all want a shot at the win, and now everyone is starting to strategize. What's my story? If I get there, how am I getting there? What am I doing? So it's really fun to kind of see these plans go into shape. Speaking of people that we might end up seeing at the final 3, I'm thinking that Ale might be most insulated and have lots of options. He, of course, has the Gay Latino Alliance of Kevin R., Ale, and Dylan, and has been working with Cam. So that 4 is Ale's ideal final 4. Separately, Ale is kind of worried about an idol play. He noticed that Alicia that there was basically an ore idol that got played and a sword and ore idol that got played. So he's worried about a possible sword idol still out there. And actually, when he was leaving his confessional earlier, he left his confessional earlier, like midway through, because he was like, I see some rope on a bridge. I'm gonna go check it out and see if it's an idol. So he like left early to go idol hunt. Still doing as much as he can to make that final. I believe the Gay Latino Alliance is looking towards a tie vote, which does kind of make sense given, you know, that spat we just saw with Kevin R. Kevin R has been approached with final twos by Alet, Dylan, and Drew. Although I think Kevin R. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think I just maybe got stung on my head, but I can't tell. Or I got bit. But that hurt. I did not love that. And now I think this bug is on my phone and mocking me, but I won't spray it this time. Anyway, sorry. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any last minute stuff. Dylan is also aware of Kevin R's threat level, but he wants to set up boots behind the scenes. I think he was pitching Drew and Ty to vote Kevin R in case of like some sort of idol play by Ty. I'm not really sure. Okay, well, that concludes tea time. That was fast and furious. So now we will be heading on back to Tribal Council. I see Cam over there tabulating votes in our voting gazebo. So he should be back with them shortly. All right, entering final Tribal Council, or not final, entering Tribal Council area once again.
If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play one, now would be the time to do so. Okay. I'll get to the vote. First vote. Ty. Second vote. Drew. Third vote. Dylan. That's one vote Ty, one vote Drew, one vote Dylan. Fourth vote. Ty. Fifth vote, and the next member of our jury. Ty, that's 3, that's enough.
Sorry for throwing shade.
I'm
trying to do all I can.
No, I respect it so well. I was staring at your public the whole time. Yeah. I love staring at
I didn't think the bluff would work, but you gotta try.
Ty, the tribe has spoken. Thank you.
All right, and we will head on out of the Tribal Council area with Ty, who is still live. We're going to head for some tree cover up there on the left, get you all settled in the shade, and then it'll be your time to just share any thoughts you have with our viewers back home.
All right, let's do it.
All right, we'll just maybe go a little farther away. Get that much farther away from all the other players. And you can settle on in here.
Oh, man. I really thought I had it last night. I really thought I could do it. Yeah, that was a little disappointing. I knew it was going to be me, that tribal, so I was just throwing everything at the wall that I could. Really proud of the game I played, honestly. I feel like I played better, a better game this time than I had in my previous 2 experiences. So I had a great time. This was a lot of fun. I'm really, really rooting for Drew. I really hope she can pull it off. I knew it was going to be me because I knew that they were going to keep Drew, and they knew, they could tell they were getting close. They could tell we were getting close. And yeah, just I had to throw everything I could. They said they thought I had an idol, so I pretended I did and see if that would throw it. Obviously, it threw a number on Drew, but they still they still did that. So I'm a little sad. I think Drew did write my name at the end, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm excited to chat with the jury and see what else happens the rest of this game. It's been so much fun. Obviously disappointed that it didn't work out, but thank you all for watching and hope y'all were rooting for me, and see y'all later.
So before we let you go on
Sure.
down to Ponderosa, just a couple questions for you. Obviously, incredible game, making it all the way to the final 6. Lots of game played, lots to be proud of about your time out here. So I'd love for you to share maybe something you're most proud of.
Yeah. The way I was able to handle having my name out there from like the get-go, from the jump, that we were separated into those groups, and I was the solo one, which when it was Katie and Zoe there, I was like, I'll just take it. I'll be the solo person and see what happens. And then it was like, you're going and searching by yourself. So I'm like, oh, well, screw it. They're going to think they're going to think I'm searching for an idol, or I didn't find anything. And then I didn't even find the 2 things I was supposed to find by myself. So I was like, well, they're going to think it even more. And then the rumor was going around that I had an idol, and I was there was just so much going on. And my name was out there from the beginning. And then my name was being thrown out there in actual votes. So the way I was able to kind of fight that off, and continue on and play so under the radar and very flexible. I really played the game that I wanted to play, and was very flexible and observant and diligent about finding out everything that was going on. It just ended up being Kevin and Cam that really they instilled a little more trust in me than I should have had in them. And that's testament to their game. They're playing great games. I meant what I said, that they're extreme threats. And yeah, Drew told me if I had anything I needed to play it. So I understand her putting my name down and not Dylan, because if I do play something, then it goes on her. So there's a lot of thoughts going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we love to hear them. This
Yeah.
is your time. I know a lot of times players come out here and maybe have an idea of, some sort of trait about themselves, and it gets reconfirmed in their time out here. Maybe they learned something brand new they never knew about yourself.
Yeah.
Anything like that for you going on?
I'm gonna try and say it without getting emotional. I knew I would miss my partner, my son, and it's been tougher than I would have thought. So that that makes me even more proud that I was still able to power through and do everything. And I really think I could have sold that final jury. Like, if I got there, I think I had it. Unless I was up against Alicia. So yeah, I think it would have been a really, really fun final tribal. So just that I was able to tough that out. And now, thinking about it, I've been wanting to play Survivor for so long. I don't think I could leave my family like that. So we'll see. I'd love to play more games like this. But yeah, more emotional about missing them than anything in this game. Like, the game's the game. It's been fun. Seeing them on the video this morning was incredible. So excited to see y'all. Hope you're watching.
Amazing. Can confirm they are watching.
Great. Great. Sorry to cry on TV. That's okay.
Oh, no. You're with an elite group of almost everyone.
I always say, if you don't cry in an LRG, did you really play? There's always tears. So yeah, and last night was so much fun too, just getting to know people. Great. I know I'm going to be friends with all of those people that are sitting over there, and everyone that I've met has been incredible. I hope the people I voted out every single person on that jury except for Louie. I hope that they're not mad at me. And excited to go chat with them in Ponderosa and have a shower. And honestly, I wish I was hungrier right now. I had those sandwiches yesterday. I had some rice this morning, and maybe it's just from all the adrenaline going on from this, but I just don't feel hungry right now. And that's disappointing, because I should eat a lot of food.
All right. Well, we will let you head on over to Ponderosa. Before you head out, before we let you go, you were obviously playing for a very worthy cause.
Yeah.
So this is your chance to shout them out to the viewers and let everyone know who you were playing for.
Yes. Excellent. Yeah, my charity was the Do It for Durrett Foundation, which is a organization in Dallas. Was founded in honor of Richard Durrett, who is a Texas Ranger. I'm a huge Rangers fan. I had the opportunity to meet Richard once, and he was just so kind to someone that was an aspiring. At the time, I wanted to do journalism, and I was in college for it. So to meet someone like that was incredible. And unfortunately, he passed away about 10 years ago. Suddenly, he was in his 30s. Passed away suddenly. And he has a family. So this organization helps families that experience sudden loss like that. So as a new dad myself, I could not imagine how it would be for a family to lose a member like that so suddenly. So this organization helped out his family, and then families every year after that that were impacted by sudden loss. So that's the organization I'm playing for, and I'm proud to have raised the money that I did for that organization. Thank you to everyone who donated. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm, really, really excited to see what charities we know what they're playing for, but I'm really excited to see people pitch it at the final tribal and really talk about that and drive that home, because that's what we keep coming back to at this. There's a little bit of, when we see people get voted out and they're bitter or people are upset and throwing middle fingers at each other, it's like, we are playing for charity, so let's all bring it back to that. This is all, obviously there's hurt feelings when people are blindsided, so I understand it, but this has all been an incredible experience, and thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you so much for playing. Congratulations on a game very well played. I will let you head on over to Ponderosa with your handler, Barry, now.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, everyone. We will be heading on over to the challenge field in just a few minutes now that this tribal council is completed. I'm going to take a wild guess because that's what I've been doing a lot. I know the players might already be at the challenge field, so maybe about 10 minutes before we get going again for the final 5 immunity challenge. Keep it locked here, and we will see you so soon.